Welcome back to the It's Really Not That Deep podcast.
It's never that deep.
On today's episode, we are talking about 10 things that altered our brain chemistry, is like the TikTok slang, but things that changed our mindset, and like even one-liners that we're going to kind of break down that have just like, we live by. It's like a 10 things to live by.
It is a little bit like a 10 things to live by, and clearly we just had so much wisdom we had to share with you that we had to do a part 2.
We said we might.
We did. And the funny thing is, this isn't even a part of my 10 things to live by.
No.
So just you wait.
We came up with 10 new ideas, so let's go.
So the first thing that altered our brain chemistry, I'm not exactly sure when we came to this. Do you remember? Whatever, let me introduce it, right? That would be smart. So the first one is that 2 things can be true at one time.
You know when we came about this?
You remember?
Of course I remember. The social worker at our camp, who we absolutely adore, said this to us once in a group training, and it just somehow stuck with every girl in our age group.
Everyone, I feel like.
And now I
great.
say it all the time. Everyone in my life,
always.
2 things can be true at once.
I always say that to people. It is so true. Sometimes, it can happen in so many different scenarios, too. I like it because it kind of relates into so many aspects of your life. So it can be when you go through a breakup and you know you can't be with them, but you still really love them. 2 things can be true at one time.
It's applicable in so much of life. And, emotions are complicated. We know that. We know that on an instinctual level. So, of course, you can be feeling 2 things at once, and they can both be true. Mm-hmm. It makes so much sense. So, yeah, when I heard that, my whole life changed.
It's so true. And, I feel like throughout the things that we're going to be talking about in the episode, there's so many things that it could come back to that one. That's why I think it's a good one to start with.
So, point 2, I'm going to start with an analogy. The longer you stay on the wrong train, the more expensive it is to get back. The more you avoid a situation that you know is not right for you, and you just avoid doing the hard thing, feeling the hard emotion, the worse it gets.
For sure. Yeah. And someone actually told me this the first day of camp when we were unit heads for the first time, and I was scared. I was a little nervous. There was going to be 100 campers that were coming being hi. I'm oh my God. And the first thing he told me as the bus was pulling in, he said, if there's ever a situation that occurs, deal with it right away, because the longer you wait to deal with it, it will become 100 times worse. And I did that. I took that advice throughout the summer, and some situations, I noticed, right after, that could have been handled so much better if I just dealt with it right away. And then I kind of taken that throughout my life, that things just, that's why it's when people have so much trouble talking to the friend that you're people don't like confrontation. You're gonna have the confrontation unless you're okay to just gas them totally. So if you're gonna have the confrontation, do it while the problem's still solvable.
No, you're uncomfortable either way. One way you get over it, one way you don't. By just staying in it and ruminating in it and having anxiety about it, that's way worse than just confronting the problem. Guys, I spent my entire life as a non-confrontational person, extremely to a fault. And I'm telling you this from the other side. Just be authentic to yourself. If someone wrongs you, if someone does something wrong, if there's a feeling you're avoiding, confront it.
It's so important.
It's so hard too, though. We say it on the other side, it's so hard.
A little side story for everyone. I think I'm hilarious.
I think she's hilarious too.
And yeah, Joelle keeps validating my funny, and it's great for my ego. Anyways, so the other day I posted on my private story, and I put a picture of a cherry blossom tree in my backyard, and I said, for all those people that are going to the Toronto cherry blossom tree, I have one in my backyard, you can come. And then I said after, just we're all on the same page, that was a fake invitation, don't come. Because if you know me, you're not coming.
And just for a quick minute of context, everyone's on the hunt for cherry blossom trees. It's all the rage in Toronto, so just...
They bloom for 4 days and it's it. Yeah. Anyways, so as I was walking up my stairs while I was posting it, literally giggling to myself because I think I'm hilarious, I'm thinking, so Joelle had texted me the other day being or no, she didn't text me, I texted her. She posted on her private story being if You guys are annoyed, like, get out. Sorry if I exposed you.
Just have to clear the energy.
No, yeah, it's fine. So then I was thinking, and I said to her, like, it's your private story. But then I was walking up the stairs. I'm like, oh my God. What if that's me? Yeah. So I was like, nah, it's not that deep. Posted it. And then she slid up and said, this is hilarious. And I said,
this is why you're my best friend.
yes.
Because you validate me.
Like, come on. That was great.
Yeah. So, be nice. I love this story.
I don't know how the moral of the story there was be nice, because there was nowhere in there where nice.
No, just like spread joy. Like if you feel something, say something. If you feel something good, say something good.
I love when people do that.
Yeah.
I am such a believer. Maybe you're going to be like, oh, she did that to me once. I like everyone's Instagram stories. If I think like they're funny and I don't talk to that person, maybe I have once in my life, if that, I'll like it.
No. I've recently started doing that. You inspired me, actually. Yeah, you really did.
Shut the front
door.
door.
No, I'm not even kidding. But yeah, like, why the hell not? Connections are everything.
Connections,
and through the podcast,
yeah.
random people commenting on my TikTok is the highlight of my life. Even if I, like, didn't like that person before, blank slate.
Yeah. No, but now you're an ally.
Now you're an ally. It's crazy.
Keep that in. Keep that in. Anywho. Now what?
Number 3, it's your turn. Bitch.
What the fuck?
That was an intrusive thought.
See, I always think I thought I was funny, but I never like had the confidence to be funny, and now I'm fucking hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And you show the confidence.
Thanks.
So it's just double whammy.
Double wham bam.
Not a double wham bam. You know? I know, I did go back to Valley Village the other day and the guy gave me 2 coupons. I go, 2 for? Dude is playing to just what a 2 for.
To somehow incorporate some of this.
We both have tears in our eyes. Number 3. I'm actually wheezing. Okay.
Woo! Number 3. Your self-worth doesn't live in someone else's ability to love you. So what does that mean to you, Joelle?
I think that's really important. But he was laughing at me.
Sorry. Keep going.
I think it's really important to understand, especially as a girl. I keep going back to the TikToks I've been making, but I also made this TikTok that's like, yeah, I shut down my expectations, needs, this and that, because that's what I thought a woman's standard was. What were we just talking about? Where am I going with this?
Your self-worth isn't...
As a woman, I've always felt like I'm not good enough unless I get picked. Literally not to be a pick-me, but like, I need to have this perfect life, this perfect husband, I need to be this perfect wife. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? I want no part of that.
Yeah.
So I'm learning to validate myself. My self-worth cannot come from that standard. That's not even me.
Because then you're not living your own life.
No.
You're living for the external exterior.
You're living for the marriage. You're living for whatever. You have to be living for you.
100%.
And like, going through this breakup has really shown me that. And like, as much as like breakups suck, and I needed to learn this. I needed to learn that life is for you. Life is not to make something else work.
Like, I don't know how many times I could keep saying this, but like, I literally, it's like you've gone through 3 breakups, and like the first 2 like didn't really do much to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, they did, just in
of
different
course,
ways.
in totally different ways,
Yeah.
but like this growth aspect, like this much of it, like you have a completely different outlook.
I know.
Like you're just living.
No, like, it's insane how different I felt from
That's
the
great.
way I did a couple months ago. It's like almost frightening.
Yeah, and it like takes me back to the conversation we had when I came over at your dad's. Remember we were eating Domino's in his office?
Yeah.
And like now just thinking about it, like it's like everything happens for a reason. And like we were talking, like maybe you just need to like discover you.
No, and that was a really helpful conversation.
I'm so glad.
It really was. The point is, the validation has to come from within. It really, really does. And it's so much better when it does.
Because when it doesn't, you're going to finally get that thing if you do. And then it won't be enough.
No.
And then you're going to strive for the next thing and the next thing. And eventually you're going to be like, where did I even begin?
It's never enough.
And I like always used to think that too. Like once I knew this guy liked me, then I would love myself. That doesn't happen. They like you and then what?
So number 4, I'm going to use another analogy. I'm sorry, guys. But your brain prefers a familiar hell to an unfamiliar heaven. You prefer what you know, even if that's bad, to what could be that is so much better. That's your nervous system trying to keep you safe. It's adaptive in our evolution. Like, this is my psychology background coming in here, but this is the truth. And you can't let that stop you. You can't let that hold you
We're
back.
wired to fear change, so we stay in what's comfortable. That's why toxic relationships stay together. That's why like marriages stay for longer. That's why you stay at a school when you really should transfer.
Facts.
Yeah.
What my intention, and I'm sure yours too, for this episode was for you to hear something and be like have an internal shift. I have those all the time and I love it and it makes my life better, and I like just had one of those. So the fact that I had one currently while making this episode for people is very special to me. It's very special to me.
You're so spiritual.
I'm so spiritual.
I know.
I love it.
Like this we're so different.
In like January, remember I said like, when I was more spiritual, I was happier. I want to be more spiritual.
Yeah, look at you.
Look at me go.
And I like you better this time around.
Don't we all? We all being the voices in my head.
The most important voices.
The inside out characters.
Inside out. Did you understand what I was going
of
for?
course.
Okay, good.
So just a tip for this one. As hard as it is to like acknowledge things and service things, it's really hard.
Think about the other side.
Notice what feels like normal and what's just you staying in your comfort zone, and like evaluate. Make a pros and cons list. I love a pros and cons list.
Not to like totally re-go to the point you were just about to wrap up, but I think it's really crazy now that it's just coming to me. When you do yoga and you do mindful work classes, they always tell you when you meditate to like close your eyes and visualize like you starting at the top of your head and going down to the bottom of your feet, and just like notice if you feel any sensations in your body. And I feel in a way like that's almost like, where is this change, the spirit of the change, like sitting in your body?
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
I've never done that, but I really like the sound of it.
Yeah. So you're supposed to go down, and then if you feel any sensations, you just kind of like you notice them, but like then you let them go.
We need to do an episode on the brain-body connection.
Yeah, I read a book about holistic psychology, and I think it's super interesting.
This is what we're going for our Masters of Psych. Like, this is what we're going to learn. And I can't wait.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll learn here. And guys, Haley's bracelet broke. You know what happened? We were putting on our shoes to go for a walk to get pizza. Look at Haley's wrist. It's all crystals. One of her crystal bracelets broke. She goes, "It's bad luck. Something bad's gonna happen." I'm like, "Haley, why would you put that into the universe?" She's like, "No, it's just factual." I'm like, "Haley, life's what you make it."
No. See, this is where I disagree with you. Life is what you make it, but some things, maybe I'm reading too much fantasy, but sometimes the stars are already aligned.
Yeah, but why are you assuming they're not in your favor?
Because it fell off. It's my crystal bracelet. It's like trying to tell me something.
So then we walk outside. There's this magnificent sunset. We're like, what could be going wrong when there's this beautiful sunset? Okay, then we get to our dinner destination. They're closed. okay, Haley's like, yeah, this was horrible. I'm like, Haley, it's not that deep. We go for pizza. We have a great slice of pizza. Now we have more pizza waiting for us upstairs. Everything happens for a reason.
I don't know. The night's still young. I'm not saying something bad. I'm not going to say it's all going to happen tonight. I'm just saying maybe it's a sign.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Why don't we just let it play out and not assume either
Because this
way?
bracelet, I had to restring it, but it broke. I actually made my friend restring it for me.
Yeah.
And a lot of bad things happened when it fell off.
But what if it's just, like, releasing something?
Maybe.
That
but then
maybe
what?
No, maybe it's a good thing.
I sure hope.
Maybe it's releasing something good, or like that
I was
way better.
staring. I don't know if this one really changes my brain chemistry, but I'm really passionate about it. Instagram is not real, but your anxiety about it is. Let's unpack it, okay? Instagram is a snapshot of people's lives. I always tell this to people. Whenever I'm something like sad or like whatever, I'm like, you are looking at people's best moments. You know how many pictures are in that camera roll? And right after that picture, the family was arguing about who has to push the stroller. I don't know why that was my example.
I loved it.
Yeah. But it's all hocus pocus. It's my word of pod. And yet people like put so much weight onto it.
Guys, I deleted Instagram for years. I haven't posted on Instagram since summer of 2022. Because it just like, okay, TikTok is different because like TikTok. But Instagram was all these like 1,000 people I knew that I didn't really know. And I was just seeing the best of them. And I was like, why doesn't my life look like that? I would evaluate how I felt after I got off Instagram and be like, not good.
Yeah, and I remember, like, even at school, for example, like, people would post out, and it looked so much fun, and, like, we didn't really like going out that much, so we didn't. And then, like, you'd see that, and you're like, oh, did I miss out? And then we go. And we're like, I would watch them film it. And I was like, wow, this is not fun. Like,
it's just not for us.
It's a tiny little video or a picture of someone's best. And you know how much they probably looked into that picture and was like, I don't know. Like, everyone behind their picture is insecure.
Everyone fights their internal battles. You're gonna do no worse by being yourself than you are by being this version of you that you think is accepted by people. You will down the line realize, I should have just been myself. So the sooner you can get to there, the better off you'll be.
Yeah, and like I think it doesn't go away unless you kind of put that into your head, even however old you get. I think that always stays with you. Because first it's about who are they dating, who's having fun at the party, and then it's like what car do they drive, like where do they live. Like there's always something to compare yourself to, and I think that the life, like Instagram imitates life in a way where like I'll be talking to my mom and she'll be like, oh, but look at these people, and I'm like, Mom. And then I would say something that she said to me about them, about something bad, and I'm like, you are comparing this like one thing. Who knows what's behind that? Like, come on.
Yeah. And it's so hard not to. Like, it's so within us all. We all do it. Social media is a blessing and a curse.
To sum all of that up, take what you look on Instagram with a grain of salt. You know when you post, your life isn't perfect. Stop trying to imagine that everyone else is perfect too. Follow more meme accounts. Follow more accounts that make you smile. Stop comparing yourself to everyone around you, and your life will be a lot happier.
Number 6 is something I'm really learning right now. If it drains you, it's not aligned. And this is so hard. I had a whole therapy session on this yesterday. This is so hard for me to come to terms with. It's not mine to carry. Nothing in life other than what is me is mine to carry.
I just had a conversation with someone about this, like, yesterday. And she was telling me about, like, an issue in a friend group. And I was like, I don't know if this is what you're getting at. But she was talking about how, like, this girl's mad at her. And she's, like, being weird around her. But then she's normal. And I was like, you feel like you have to say something to her. But if she never says anything to you, it's not your problem.
No. If someone's mad at you, it's their responsibility to talk to you about it. That's exactly what I was getting at.
Yeah, and if they don't, then who are you to be able to assume? And then you end up assuming, the worst when half of the time it's not even true.
This is your life. I keep saying this. This is my life. If something's not working for me in my external, God knows I'm going to change it. I'm 22 years old. I'm not committed to anything in my life. I can do whatever I want. I'm not settling for nothing.
Because why should we?
No.
We're literally just girls. My next point is you can't hate yourself into someone you love. I can only imagine us girly pops. We've all, not liked something about ourselves. We've all been insecure about something, and we thought that we can change that, and then we will like ourselves after that. You want to lose weight. You want a new hobby. Whatever it is. You try to do something, and you put so much discipline in it that you become so obsessed with it that you lose focus on what it even was you were trying to accomplish. And by the time you get there, it's never enough. Unless you are able to do the real change and rewire your brain into some self-compassion and be able to allow yourself the freedom to, going back to what I said at the beginning, two things can be true at once. You cannot like this about yourself, but you could still know that it's okay.
I feel like we're always winning our life away. We're like, when I get this, I'll be happy. When I get famous and the podcast blows up, I'll be happy. Will I?
It just comes with so many different problems.
Why would I be happy then if I'm not happy now?
Happiness comes from within. You have to like your life to be able to be happy.
And I'm just going to use this as an example because we're here and it's a big part of my life. But with the podcast, everything I want to feel when we've made it, whatever that means, I just decide to feel now.
Yeah.
We have these younger girls that look up to us and are listening and are learning from us as fit. Are you kidding? That's my whole goal.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
accomplished.
And I think, not to cut you off, but I think it goes into kind of your next point with we've literally manifesting. I'm just going to let you talk about it and then I'll go. But we are manifesting exactly what we want. Joel has to read this so that I can...
Yeah. So what Haley was getting at, number 8, is that the universe responds to what you are, not what you say you want. I used to say, I want this big house, I want this money, I want this. But, it wasn't even aligned with me. That's just what I thought I wanted. I didn't actually get in touch with it. Your subconscious has to feel it for it to come true. And you could rewire your subconscious. That's the good news. But it has to be so deeply within you that, it's not an option.
You have to believe
for it not
it.
to happen.
And, so what I was going to say was that we literally, when we talk about, what are we going to feel when we're famous, we literally talk about it as it already happened because we feel that, we've already accomplished so much by doing this. And even, yesterday my dad told me, his friend was oh, it's a great job, keep going. And I was just even that, it just feels good. It's just nice to know. And I said to my mom, it's really nice to hear compliments about something I'm proud of. And I feel like we've been manifesting this into existence.
Literally, I've been manifesting a passion for so long. And I was I'm never going to find that. I found it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome. So awesome. And we keep creating it. It's just I'm so proud of it.
And I really like that it does take a lot of work.
Hella.
We spend
exhausted
we
all
spend
the time,
a lot
guys.
of time working on it. Whether it's editing or making TikToks or thinking of content, anything it is, it takes a lot of time.
We're putting in the work.
And the money, all of it. But it's awesome. And I think that makes it even more when you put so much of yourself into something, then you have to believe in it. And I think that's a key of manifestation as well.
Okay, the next one is the version of you that they knew is not the version that you are now. That hits for me.
Me too.
Because change is so important. And in your 20s, you change so much and it's so special. But then sometimes I think back and I'm what if that version of me was better? Because they liked that version of me. So, what if that's what... Irrational thought. That's an intrusive
it's a cognitive
thought.
distortion.
Yeah. I am who I am, and that person is not in my life for a reason. If they come back into my life, phenomenal. Lots of love for people that used to be in my life. But they're not.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I really looked at that differently, as we usually do. I was more thinking, like, because I think I've talked about it even on the podcast, that I always feel like people think of me so differently as I am now. And they think, like, I'm this version of myself from the past that I didn't like as much. So, like, I get so stuck on that. But it's just not true. So who cares? Who cares if that's their opinion, if you're never going to get the chance, or if they don't want to get to know me now? Like, why should it have any impact into who I am?
And if they're meant to get the chance, they will.
Yeah.
You reconnect with a lot of people you wouldn't have expected to, and it's so beautiful.
That's nice.
Yeah. So just don't worry about it. It's not that deep.
It's not that deep. And with that...
2 things can be true at once.
2 things can be true at once. Bada bing, bada bang. Number 10. And arguably the most important. It can be that deep, but you can't stay there forever.
You have to know that it's not going to last forever. Like, when you're in those really dark states, there has to be a voice in your head that says, this is not forever.
Like, it's so hard to put into words because it's just not that deep. Like, you have to remember, you'll get to a point, if you allow yourself to get to the point, you will get to the point where that awful, awful thing is not that deep anymore. And you could look at it from an outsider's perspective and be able to acknowledge it and not live it.
Again, like, we know, I think as a universe, time heals all wounds. You are going to have different phases of your life, no matter what. Whether they're good, bad, doesn't matter. Things are going to change. You're not going to be here forever. And you have to know that. You have to know that. You have to see a better future.
And if you can't see a better future in the moment, you can't see yourself a year from now, think about something small and, like, focus on that. What can you change now?
Think about the sun that's going to come out tomorrow and, like, the flowers you could see. That's what I think about. Just, like, nature. How much nature I'm going to, like...
Yeah, and I don't know if I think about that, but going outside definitely helps.
Game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you appreciate
Touch
life.
grass.
Touch grass, literally.
No, but guys... I hope you understand how much we just want you to live a happy life.
How much we want to just live a happy life.
Yeah, I feel like if anyone can gain one mindset shift from this...
It's not that deep.
Like, that's my goal. So, we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in to our 10 Things to Live By Part 2.
/ 10 mindset shifts.
If any of these things really resonated with you, please share it with us. Like, text us, DM us, whatever. And let us know if, like, what you thought of these things. Because there's, like, even you see with the two of us, we have such different perspectives on the same quote. So we want to hear what you guys think about it. And, yeah.
Yeah, and let us know if you have any that we should start altering our brain chemistry with.
Seriously, I've got work to do still.
Don't we all?
Don't we all? We'll see you guys next time. We
love you guys.